Hello everyone, my name is still DaysGov, and welcome back to Minecraft Create Mod. And now you might notice something compared to the videos from 3 months ago. I seem to have lost all of my worldly possessions. I can explain. Now I would love to tell you some convoluted story about how I was actually robbed at knife point and forced out of my home by a band of angry illagers. However, I actually have a more honest explanation for you. I didn't really like my last series. You know, my builds weren't the best, I think we can acknowledge. But mostly, it was actually kind of the mod pack that was kind of bumming me out. Besides one doggo viciously bullying me for the videos. You know, I did mean to really ramp up production during summer. And now that it's almost the end of summer, I'm going to be able to make like maybe 3 videos before I have to go back to school. Which pretty much fits. It's pretty much on brand for me at this point. But I still love Create Mod. I still really want to make a series. So here we are, back on the grind again, starting from square one. And if you're wondering what I did with the other world file...
It's gone. It's all gone.
It's gone. It's all gone. That raccoon I had, it's floating through the void now. Goodbye, wooden pickaxe. You served me well for 3.5 seconds. Kind of a weird starting biome, I think. We might as well go explore that jungle, see if there's any goodies there for me. So sort of the point now is, as I was saying, I didn't really like the mod pack that we used last time. I designed it myself, and it was a little bit over full of content for a series where I want to be focusing on create. So I got a new one, and you're never gonna believe what kind of mod pack I got for a series where I want to do just create. So I stole from a more successful YouTuber, and I also added a couple of my own creature comforts, for example, the comforts mod, and a notable addition of create crafts and additions. Now let's see if we can get a bit of bamboo to start with. And I've also added backpacks because I don't want to deal with shulker boxes. This is a single player world, I can't really... So unfortunately, you can call me out, you can call me a liar, call me bad. I use sophisticated backpacks. Wouldn't it be cool if I got like a jungle sapling so I can grow it wherever I make my base? So I don't have to chop down more leaves than I have to. I don't think we're gonna get such luck, unfortunately. Well, no matter. We do have it on our map, so that is all the jungle we really need. Now let's figure out where actually we are. Oh, did I not use the Farsight mod? Normally I would. I think I might go install that actually. I think it looks much better. Wonderful. Now we can actually see things. I much prefer how that looks. But now we have like a render distance that actually kind of makes sense. With like the curvature of the earth. It's wonderful. It is just a sight to behold. Isn't technology a marvel? And apparently we've actually loaded in some sort of village over here, so that should be my next stop. And by the way, if you do end up enjoying this video, please consider pressing that red little subscribe button down below this video window. It would help me out a lot. It gives me a lot of motivation to keep making videos, to see that funny little number go up. So if you do end up enjoying this video, I don't know, maybe see more of them. I'm just saying. Anyways, let's move on. The computer's wheezing a little bit, that's why I'm not using shaders. Ooh, is that a ocelot I saw? I barely knew these were still in the game. Hello, buddy. Stop running. Yeah, there we go. Hello. Yeah, we got an ocelot. Who's just gonna murder this chicken. And its child. No witnesses. Oh boy. Since when do ocelots not turn into cats? So ocelots are still in the game. You just can't actually tame them? Well, that was a bit of a waste of fish, wasn't it? Anyways, let's head off to this village before I get my flesh eaten by the undead. Oh, spiders. I actually do want to murder these guys. I'm gonna need their string later. I mean, sure, I killed them, but it was in self-defense, so it's not murder. Ow. Ow. I'm gonna get ranged. Ow. One spider. Guys, I promise I'm not bad at this game. I don't know what's going on with the sky actually, but it looks pretty, so I'm not gonna prevent it. That's not a bed. That is. Excuse me, sir. And I will be taking your bread, thank you. What is that? What is that? What? What is this that I'm looking at? Like a It's a copycat. That took me too long. And I'm gonna borrow this bed. Now here's the matter, where I'm gonna set up my base. Somewhere to the north here, maybe? I don't really like making my base in savannas, so maybe to the east. I think the east will do. And away we go. Ooh, a lava pool. It's actually pretty tempting. And create a lava pool this early can actually be very helpful. Because, well, it unlocks the nether for one. But at the same time, I don't really know if I want to pick my base around here, just because it's so uneven. I'd like to find a flatter area. I suppose that could work in theory. By the way, if you're using Distant Horizons, don't zoom in too far, otherwise you'll notice it doesn't look very good. I'm sorry, little one. I must leave before I can face the consequences of my actions. An armadillo, hello. Yeah, that's in the game. I also barely remember that. I feel so old. The ripe old elder age of 17. Unk status rapidly incoming. Alright, we got my white sleeping bag. Let's go. Isn't that exciting? We got a bag for me to sleep in. Riveting. Okay. Want to see me speedrun? Or not, because I guess there are just no pillagers here. Alright, well that makes things easier for me. Ooh, free materials. You love to see it. I will happily take arrows as well. And that's all the loot. Low risk, low reward, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Good to know there's a mangrove biome over there. In an effort to not be searching for the rest of my life, I think this should be, and there's a lava pool, as good a spot as any. I mean, it's in the plains biome, which is pretty much my only criteria. It's flat enough in some places to build stuff. It'll work. You know what? Yeah, this is a good spot. There's ample places to mine. There's lava. There's plains. I think we found a home. Honestly, that's kind of cool. I might build something up there. Not my starter base, because I think it would be tedious to get up and down constantly, but I don't know. Maybe something. Maybe a little structure. Anyways, I left my bed at the pillager outpost. This is the furnace song. Waiting, the furnace is long. And now thanks to a mod called Create Stuff and Additions, I can make some copper armor. Kind of fancy, I think. Definitely not something they'd add to actual Minecraft. Thank you, Mojang. But what did I do with my wood? Did I turn it all into chests? Okay, fine. That's whatever. And I think I can consider myself geared up for adventure. Let's go. Let's Pokemon go to the pole. Actually, I don't like having a shield taking most of my screen, but you know, sometimes you need it for adventuring. Could I sleep? Could I sleep? Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. It's fine. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Wait. Good. Usually I had to think about what button to stop pressing there. I get shot by a skeleton and go cry. Fantastic. There's about 100 mobs trying to kill me right now. I knew I shouldn't have taken that loan. I'm also in danger in Minecraft. Do you guys mind? Like, I'm trying to dig here. Okay, just punch me through blocks. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. You punks. Jerks. Morons. Losers. I'll teach them. Who's up? Now. Jerk. Ouch. That tickled. Even dropped a lightly used bow. Wonderful. Oh, oh, I'm in such danger. One wrong move and I'm toast. I build machines. I'm not built for this kind of thing. That's why I make machines that are. Honestly, that could be a potential infinite lava source down there. Potentially. At some point. Speaking of high danger situations. Ooh. I'm scared. Just waiting for some nonsense to pop up and do me in. And as if right on cue, some nonsense approaches. Diamonds! Hello? Great. That actually is pretty good. Now they'll do it with each other, for the most part. Nope, skeleton lived. Okay, that's annoying. I'm just rooting for the zombie. I don't know how that zombie just face tanked that creeper actually, but you know what? Respect. Okay, my nerves won't get the better of me. I will come out with diamonds. This is actually a pretty good cave. If you ignore the murderous menagerie of monsters trying to maim and maul me. Creeper just tried to kill me. I mean a spider, I know the difference. I know the difference. I know the difference! I know the difference! Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Useless. Hey Siri. Please define menagerie.
Menagerie means collection of wild animals kept in captivity for exhibition.
So it's kind of close. Do you guys see what I mean? Like, I didn't know that skeleton, like, you could still reflect arrows into skeletons. Because the hitbox is really weird to actually do so. Because skeletons still tend to, like, bum rush you. And then when you reflect the arrows. So it has to be, like, a really certain circumstances. Anyway, my zombie friend's gonna kill him now. And I'm gonna kill my zombie friend. Trust nobody. Especially me. I'm generally a danger to society. I actually don't like how dark it is here. I can go where I can see at least. Oh my gosh. Do you mind? Oh my goodness. Thank you. That was very nice of you. I'll reward you with a swift death. Re-death. Second death? Death squared. I don't suppose I can just like crank up my... Wrong. Not right. I can just crank up my brightness. Thank you, modded Minecraft. I crank it down a little less? Like 500%? So it's not just like blatantly obvious? Yeah, I like that. It's kind of a good middle ground between not being able to see, completely killing the vibe. I know you guys would probably prefer to see. You guys saw me put my shield up before that hit me, right? Like... arrows are just like that in Minecraft. Specifically skeleton arrows. Yeah, skeletons are probably my greatest enemy in this game. I am the Gabgalab. I'm full of triple liberkime. I am the ace of thoughts and mind. Oh, okay. I thought I blew up the diamond. It just didn't drop. I was gonna cry. I am the ace of thoughts and mind. Oh, cool. Slime chunks. Actually, that's very good, because if I kill the slime, that'll keep me from having to make weird steps to make super glue later. And I won't forget that diamond either. My aim labs training is finally paying off. Thanks. Dude, this cave rocks! I'm getting like many diamonds. I don't even have fortune yet. Maybe I should save some of those, honestly, but... you know what? Carpe diem, seize the day. Fortune favors the bold, and boy is it favoring me. Yeah, this is gonna be enough iron to start my factory. Seed money and all that. Gotta mine iron to make iron. I just heard an ever iconic cave sound. A tear ran down my leg. That was rude. He cornered me. He cornered me like a middle school bully. Okay. Most would describe my reflexes as cat-like. That might be my sign that it's time to go back up. Make my diamond pickaxe. Why do I hear smooth jabs? What? Hello? Okay. Oh, that zombie is a sword. Okay, if it hits me, I'm cooked. If it hits that skeleton, though. Nope, skeleton won somehow. I don't have the wood for another shield. Yeah, because these things are like mini bosses, basically. So I don't really want to get toasted, roasted, and broasted by it. I'll be just a little careful. Hello? You guys just like skeleton duel instead of fighting me? There we go. Maybe? No? This music is like really playing with my emotions. It's kind of tense, but the music's like really, really soothing. Oh, and it didn't drop its backpack because I wasn't the one who killed. Oh, bother. That's fine. What's not fine is all of his friends who are here for revenge. Oh my. Alright, well, maybe it's time for the surface. Just a thought. Oh, cave spiders. No thanks! No, 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 no. I can do without you in my life. Nope, no backpack. And I don't really need a name tag right now. My pockets are full as is. Alright, nope. Just dig up. Oh, I thought this might have been a free pass up, but it's a death trap. As is how this game goes. Alright. I can turn my gamma down. Looking better. Okay. Where was I gonna make base? Over here? Okay, I'm not too far. Though I would like to come home to the smell of burning flesh. I'll take a good nap. Have I been recording? Oh, thank goodness. I would have started crying. I would have started crying if I wasn't. So, after a mining trip that was just over an hour in real life for me, and probably about 3.5 minutes for you, we actually came back with quite a tidy haul. We have enough iron to get our business going, 16 diamonds, which is very nice, including the 3 I used, or sorry, excluding the 3 I used for my diamond pickaxe, and enough leather to actually make my backpack. I love having extra inventory space. I love having extra inventory space. And not to mention, plenty of gold as well. So we're going to be able to make our goggles, our wrench, everything we're going to need. I don't think I've had a better start in recent memory. Not exactly what I need. Nah, might as well just smelt these with furnaces. Because I can't exactly use a lava blaster. At least smelt this first stack with just regular old coal and furnace. Alright, time to break up the recording so it doesn't make a giant file size on my computer. Did you miss me? I know, really brief half millisecond. You see, I press B for backpack. And I can have my my little back to school fit. Well, it's almost that time anyway. What upgrades can you get for this? Jukebox, of course. Alchemy upgrade. Alright. Alright, I've just been looking at recipes while these have been cooking. Of course, I also need to cook copious amounts of zinc. And my alloy. It's better than copper. +6 armor. It's the same. Indeed, zinc nuggets. Beautiful. Our first andesite alloy. And we're gonna need trees. Lots and lots of trees. Not to worry, we'll have that automated in due time. Better how it was in the other series. I actually have a new design. Series is in quotation marks there. It was 3 episodes. Quality tool handle? What is an experienced sword? I'm scared. I remember everything. I don't love that there's a bunch of zombies always groaning and moaning under my house, but, well, that is the average apartment experience, I suppose. Grab a couple buckets. Where's the nearest water source? Just over here. Ooh, and hopefully we actually have some kelp nearby, because normally I have to make a grand expedition just to grab some, but I accidentally settled in a good spot. I'm so smart. It's beautiful. Room to actually store my items. It's almost unheard of. You're gonna have to forgive me, but I might be a little bit lazy to get my first little bit of power. I mean, I could also just become a maniac and shear 1,000 sheep and get a windmill, but windmills are honestly pretty inefficient when it comes down to it. And given that I won't be able to use a boiler, water wheel time. Which is kind of the way it works, I fear. This is not gonna be enough wood, not even close. Well, not to worry, we don't actually need that many to start off. So we have enough for exactly 4. Good enough. And I'll go ahead and make a shovel and grab my sleeping bag because it's almost night. I should really get one of those mods that makes it like day longer. I think that would probably help me more. Hopefully you can see what I mean when I just do this. Water wheel without problem. And nap time. I believe this sort of shape should work. And that does not create a source. Whatever. And should be able to put them on this block. Nope, I was wrong. One more out. What? What the heck? I'm scared. The water physics, they're so unethical. Dude. Dude, what's going on here? Where did the source block come from? I'm scared. Like, how does this happen? They do it over here? Does it want to work? This just cube of water? You know what? Good enough. Physics never bothered me anyway. Or just like the basic laws of gravity. Well, no, you see, it's actually perpetual motion because the wheel brings the water back up, right? So it can go over again. Checkmate, science. There it is, the andesite age. Lots of progress already. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off mob sounds, I think. Alright, now we should be able to make a simple little rotation speed mechanism? What would you call this? Big, small, big, casing, small, rinse and repeat. There we are. Actually, maybe it was correct. Maybe I'm just tolerant. Because then we can do this, and then we can do one of these. No, we can't. No, we can't. And then you can do it right there. Okay. Now I'll need a mechanical press and a depot. And a speedometer. You know what? Sure. I've never actually had a speedometer before. In fact, I think we'll use a stressometer. How do you read that? I don't know. Oh, it's... maybe? Could it be like how much stress is being used? Alright, I'll just stick that on here then. Because if we stick a mechanical press on here... I'm good at create mod, I promise. It's just yeah, okay. I assumed as much. Just never really messed around with speedometers before, or stressometers, what have you. But anyway, let's mash up a bunch of these awesome little bars, 24 to be exact, and smush. This is what I did to your mother last night. Wonderful. And now we have all sorts of mechanisms available to us. Let's go! Anyway, I can make an encased fan.
And what else? What else am I gonna make?
I think just a depot should be good. Then we can do a simple little trick called stealing to get this power over here. Nope, not the right way. Boo. Not to worry though. Oh dear. Doesn't seem to want to let me place that there. There we go. And then throw the depot there. No, not there. You idiot. You fool. That's where the lava goes. You simpleton. And then, I don't know, just like a cobble there. Nope. Cobble there. La 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 lava. Bucket. Woo, lava bucket gonna smelt me some more. Ore in the lava and get some more ore. That's beautiful, I know. You're quite welcome. Nope. That's not right. How do I do that? Do I just like put cobble there so it doesn't... Yeah, that works. No, it doesn't. It didn't like my song. Guys, it didn't like my song. How did I do this before? Iron bars, right. I guess it does not behave the same way as water. Good, duly noted. Good to know. Good to know. So with that, we can make some iron bars so that we don't get incinerated again. So it's a little bit more crucible than crucifix. Bam, bam, bam. Might as well cage it in. Bam. Pretty sure I can actually put it here, yeah? No? No, I should be able to super smelt that. Beloved. Why am I waving my hand? What a rudimentary little smelter, but it doesn't take fuel, so therefore it's better. And as you can see, I've processed by particle. Thank you, create mod. Now we have gold. How many do you need? 1, and then for a wrench, so I need 4. I need to smush 4, I was right. And 2 glass. Melt, please. Wonderful. Now we just need sticks, which I have, and string, which I have in here. Now we're ready to create, which is no problem, of course. And I'm so blind. I'm sorry. I can't see. This is not the... Oops. Is this not the peak of drip or what? I'm ready to just create. Probably grab a hand crank and saw. We can tear down this type of tree without wanting to claw my eyes out. In fact, it's rather satisfying. Wow, that is just so much easier. This is looking up. And now, I think it's time to start working on my new base. Because if you remember last time, I'll pull up a screenshot. It wasn't really fantastic. It was a nice looking house for sure. But I didn't really have much vision. And I also didn't really have any ideas for big projects. I just kind of built like a shoebox in a $1 billion Ontario home and decided to call it a day, and then didn't make a video for like 3 months, but we could ignore that, right guys? So this time I actually have an idea of what I want to do for a base. So I have been playing around with an unfinished, albeit, design for a giant tree, and that is, my headphones just died, easier said than done. So one of the first projects I want to make is, of course, a quite large-scale tree farm. Because, oh dear, that sheep, that poor sheep. In order to make a giant tree, no, the more observant among you might notice that giant trees are big versions of trees, and trees are made of wood. And we're gonna need so many wood and so many leaves in order to make my base. So we're gonna have to make do with a little bit of a camp while we start working on our bigger projects, but it's raining. I did everything right. Why is it still raining? Okay, let's make a tree farm. After I let my headphones charge.
Okay.
I didn't say Siri that time!
Alright, after powering up to my very limit, I'm back. I'm ready. It was about 2.5 seconds for you. Let's make a tree farm. Is what I would be saying if we didn't need other resources still. So my very first priority is actually, unfortunately, not a tree farm. I might get something small going, set up. But I could make a tree farm. Put a pin in that. Okay, so I do have a bit of a plan. I just lied to your faces. Because I need a hefty supply of cobblestone. Both because, well, I'm going to make an iron farm eventually. But also because it is, of course, one of the core building components that any self-respecting Minecrafter likes to use. So it would be advantageous to sort of get some sort of cobblestone generator going on. Unfortunately, with my current resources, I can't afford anything too crazy, but I still think I can pull something kind of cool off. Alright, hold on. Let me stew on this for a little bit. So we're gonna need a few shoots. No ladders, unfortunately. Is that all I can afford? Or am I missing more zinc? Or not zinc, sorry, andesite alloy. I swear, I'm not the only one who gets those mixed up. When I first tried to show the crate mod to one of my friends, he did not know the difference. The sprites are fairly similar. Maybe we're both just stupid, who knows. And that'll have to be good for now. How does one create andesite, is my question. So eventually I'll have to get into that, but for now, what kind of stone farm am I going to be able to pull off this early? Not an ideal one is unfortunately the answer. Considering we only need stone, shouldn't be undoable. Now I'm wondering if it's gonna be more effective. Yeah, I think I should probably just invest some iron into making a storage unit for this. Would probably be my best bet. Okay, 2 iron sheets. So I believe, does it say how much the limit is? 3 blocks wide, and growing length up to, oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4x4 one? 16 storage bins. I mean, item vaults. Cost per batch. Need 32 iron sheets for that many. Oh, poverty. Poverty. Alright, that's gonna get smushing. And I'm gonna get crafting barrels. Need 16 barrels. So that's like how many slabs? It should be enough maybe. Not sure. Oh, that's plenty. Okay. And you are finished smushing. So I will happily grab up 16 item vaults. And any old place will do. So we might as well just throw them right handy next to our base. 3, 4. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected, I think. Right? That's what I bargained for. Anyhow, then we're going to throw shoots on top of here. The smarter among you might know what we're doing already. And if that's the case, you're ahead of me. What the scallop? Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, for one I have to make stairs. Jetpack 1. Cobble, 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 cobble. And besides my worst Thanksgiving meal impression, able to throw. Oh dear. Drill. Good try though. Drill. And I need 3 more drills. And so much more power. It's gonna take like 9 times that much power. I haven't even been to the nether yet. I actually don't know if it'll be that much, but you wouldn't like it if I underreacted, would you? No, I gotta keep your attention. Shoot, what was I doing? Oh yeah, more drills. 3 more drills? No. Okay, give it my apparently temporary stairs. Cook this into smooth stone so I can make bricks so I don't get confused. Any second now. Any second now. Yes! Beautiful. So hopefully we can make our crucible a little bit more visually distinct from itself. And what am I to do here? Mess up, apparently. Oops. We should do across here. Because what we need is, unfortunately, to put lava above these, which is a little bit easier done than said, but still a little tricky. Because I don't remember if they have to be source blocks or not, so we're just going to throw these in here and see how that works for now. Oh, bother. And then I have the pleasure of waterlogging all of those with 2 buckets because I'm already out of iron as is. Shoot. Okay, maybe I should have considered that. Maybe this is my fault. Okay, good enough. Okay, waterlogged, 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 lava trunked. Okay, now we just need to bring this thing power. And if my little, totally organic water source is over here, then I'm gonna need even more water wheels, unfortunately. What do I have in my bag? Almost nothing. Probably 4 more. Probably still will not be enough. Poverty! Maybe I should have made the tree farm first, as it would be. And I don't know, I didn't place those all together, but whatever. At this point, I'm too far gone. You can't rescue me from a madness. I have to rewrite my programming to be normal. And now, if we do a little something like this. Okay, apparently there's an entire colony of monsters down there, so that's not ideal. Might have to case them over, lest they murder me in my sleep. Yep, sorry everyone. I'm doing an Undertale. Top 10 satisfying Minecraft moments. Compilation number 2. You see, the create mod is useful even early game. Baffling, I know. Oh, bother. I screwed it all up. It's all down. I have to start from square one. Again. Oh, no, 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 that will not work. What a mess. What a right mess. This is terrible. Okay, what if we place these in before the water to hopefully avoid tropical level spillages? How would that work? Okay. Now with the water. Maybe? Wrong. No, it's gonna go over there. Water has memory in Minecraft. Water has pathfinding. Why are there not more creepypastas about that? Anyway, this is working now. Nice. But is it gonna be enough to also power all those drills? Likely not. We'll find out. How do you make a chain conveyor? Woof. Woof. 4 andesite casing? What do I look like? I'm made of money? Yeah, I don't even have the andesite for that. In so much trouble. Don't I have gunpowder somewhere? Could blow up some andesite. No, I fear it's to the pits for me. Probably realistically need it. I just broke both my legs. I should not have jumped like that. I am in trouble if I get shot. As most people would be in real life, but like with arrows, I could tank an arrow. As long as it's not to my eye, I think I'd live an arrow. Hang on, my natural dwarven instincts are kicking in. By dwarven, I mean Canadian. Same difference, honestly. Okay, I guess that skeleton just won't burn, that's fine. Because he's technically covered by a block, despite being in broad daylight. I love being inefficient. I'm learning slowly. Did any of these grow? Yes, a couple did, actually. How pleasantly surprising. Well, I suppose you do get 2, so it's not too unfair. And I'll unfortunately need a handful of these, more iron. Now I can figure this out, maybe. Maybe. I was really about to say, where did all of my... where did it all go? Where did all my stone bricks go? Over there. That's where they went. Why is it going the wrong way now? Stress for nerds. There we go. That's fine. I worked it out. No problem. Probably the least efficient way possible, but... Just this is 28%. Oh, man. This is gonna hurt. I might have to take that off. So what I'm thinking for these poles, that I suppose I'll use to both transmit power as well. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Use these metal girders instead as a backup, but like I could have sworn there was such thing as a deep slate fence post wall bricks. Oh, what's going on? I'm scared. Yeah, there absolutely is. It's just cut deep slate. You can't craft it. Fine, I guess. Anyway, I'll actually only need about 16 of these. And the rest, these slabs, I think. Great question mark on that. So we can build one of these things here. 1 block higher? Bring the chain conveyor up here. Does the direction matter? Not particularly. And then can I just straight up run this all the way over here? That would be mighty helpful. And 4 up. Nope, 3 up. Now I should just be able to grab a chain. Not holding enough chains is the issue? Well, that's fine, I guess. 2 more chains. Okay, now you want to work. Yes! Okay, we're getting somewhere, I think. Maybe? And then at the top, that's where I input the power. Great. That's fantastic. I can't just turn rain off. Okay, well that's fine, maybe. Yeah, and then I can go like this. Make a couple more of these. Single one more of these. Probably a way more efficient way of doing this. Is this gonna work? Okay, well it's ugly, but technically it works. I'm gonna need to speed that up quite a bit, but technically it does work so far. I got the chains back, right? Yeah. No, I didn't just get scammed of all my chains. Not that dull. You can do either the same thing on the other side or just straight up run it from over here instead, but I don't really want to do that. The funny thing about the casing, it doesn't actually consume the casing when you slap one on, given that it's usually just cosmetic. But this is like the one use case where it does benefit me. So that's notable, maybe. I need even more cogwheels. Large ones too. This is so ugly. Is that even much faster? I don't know. Can you connect it at the bottom? That'd be way easier. Yeah, you can. Why was I not doing that? Oh my goodness. Really am dull. Yeah, I think I'll just do that actually. Connect these up. And we just gotta get these going as fast as humanly possible. And it's way easier to connect. Why didn't I think of that before? Wait, hang on. Is this easier? I gotta actually do it the right way. I need a gearbox. I need a couple gearboxes. Oh yeah, except I'm out of... I will overcome. I'm strong. Now, genuinely, do I wait for that? This should do the trick, right? Everything with that, weirdly. Okay, well, that's fine. What on earth am I doing? Both like with my life, but also like right now. Okay, that's fast. Now if I throw a gearbox on here, not quite there. Now if I grab more shafts, pull this over here, gearbox up here, throw that, for that. Gosh, that was way easier than I made it out to be. I might be bad at this game. Like I'm starting to consider the possibility I might just be bad at this. So we have our little tower here. That was frightening. One of the mobs spawned with a music disc and it just started playing. It scared the daylights out of me. Yeah, there's no reason for all that. Anyway, I got power over here, which is what I was trying to do in case you don't remember. I wouldn't blame you for. Now all I should have to do is sort of pluck this over. Dude, I'm also gonna need so many chain drives, come to think of it. Like, I think at least 8, for sure. Well, I'll have to do with 6. No, I'll just make more. 2 more in case chain drives. And as soon as this is powered, I'm like 25% sure that isn't gonna work. Okay. Promising. Now we're gonna need chain drives along here. Always with the cogwheels, man. Should more gearboxes, I guess. Making giant fusses over the littlest of problems. My absolute specialty. Anyway, yeah, it's working now. It works. Let's go. At least that side works as intended. This is gonna generate a reasonable amount of cobblestone for us once I power the other side. More chain drives. More chain drives is always the answer. Two more chain drives. Oh, that overstresses it. Okay, more wheels time. Waiter, more wheels, please. Actually, how am I gonna do that? Because I blocked off both sides, so we're gonna have to dig another pit. Just have to go the same direction as the other ones, which we're going what way? Counterclockwise, facing this direction. So I just put the water on here then, right? It's kind of that easy. It is that easy. Beautiful. And just as planned, all of this seems to be working as it intended. What a perfectly reasonable amount of cobblestone. See how much I've improved at Create just over these 3 months I haven't been uploading? Like, this is an actually, like, reasonably compact machine that produces, like an actual good amount of items. Flashback to my last series where I made a shoebox that produced like 2 iron a minute. Anyway, I understand everything now, and now we have enough cobblestone to build with. Woo! How do you make a stock link? Threshold switch? Anyway, it's brass age, so that doesn't really work. Stock ticker? I think I was thinking of a threshold switch. Anyway, moral of the story is that's gonna be enough. What a beauty. And now we're gonna need a lot of kelp for funnels, for conveyor belts, for eating, for fuel. Kelp's incredible. I love kelp. Thank you, kelp. Everyone in the comments say thank you, kelp. If you made it this far in the video, write in the comments thank you, kelp. And I know you're an OG. In before 100 subscribers, gang. Right? Thank you, kelp. Alright, how do I get a campfire again? I need coal. Do I have coal? I have coal. I'm gonna borrow you if you don't mind. And I'm gonna use that to cook on my kelp. Oh, ow. Okay. I feel like I could have been a little bit less violent with that, but fine, I guess I deserved it. Can I just like kelp. Huge. Okay, apparently I can only do one at once anyway. Oh no, it was just that they dried the lower stack faster. I might have a brain tumor. Alright, and that's dried kelp. And honestly, I think that's it for today. We've gotten off to a massively great start. We have early power, and we even have an early source of cobblestone, which we're going to be able to use to build with like crazy. We already have almost 3,000 cobblestone, and that like little bit I was grabbing kelp. That's incredible. Anyways, if you've made it to this point in the video, again, I hope you will consider helping me get to 100 subscribers. And if you did enjoy today's video, please leave a dislike. And if you hated it, leave a like. See, it's a reverse psychology. The youth love it. And hopefully, you'll join me in the next video when we kick off this production for real. So I hope you enjoyed my factory reset episode. It's an awesome pun. That is an awesome pun. And I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo, Magoo. I was recording, right? I was gonna cry.